There's been a disturbance on level 3.
There's still time! No! No! No!
And so, the foolish Dr. Orr was unable to stabilize the nuclear materials. The results will be what many call a manifestation of Satan. Oh, I almost forgot to introduce myself. As you may have guessed by now, I am God. Well, let's see what catastrophe this doctor turned himself into. Goodbye for now, Stephen. Don't forget to pray tonight. You'll have to after this one.
Doctor, open up! Doctor, please!
Please, please, have mercy.
No one here gets out alive!
This just in, we have lost contact with the Manhattan Project facility. I repeat, we have lost contact with the Manhattan Project facility.
Good evening, my fellow Americans. I hope you enjoyed all of your radio shows. As of yesterday, June 6, 1944, our heroic soldiers have landed in France, and soon we're gonna kick their Nazi asses back to Berlin. Don't forget, when you're not planting your victory gardens or eating your victory beans, to go watch or listen to Why We Fight, Casablanca, and the Great Dictator on the radio to remind you what we're fighting for. And now, your local news broadcast.
Breaking news! The government is warning all residents to stay inside. There has been an emergency accident in a local laboratory.
Wow. As the average American, I sure am very hungry right now. But now, because of the gritty outbreak, I can't go outside. So, what do? I get my state-sponsored rations. Granulated sugar. Yum. Pasta sauce. Half and half. Was invented back then. It wasn't. And so basically, all these rations and Brandy's food are controlled by the government. Up until 1947, when the government finally said, you know what? We don't have to ration anymore. So then, I can have whatever I want, like Kraft American cheese, Ritz crackers, onions, and most importantly, Cheerios. This shows the increasingly consumerist lifestyle of the diets of Americans after post-war World War I, II. Yeah!
We can't let this gritty monster distract from the war effort, Mr. President.
You're right, Gritty was last seen right there. What are we gonna do to distract the American people?
Only one thing. Sports. Boxing, baseball, football, and maybe even hockey.
Oh, hockey. You're right. We can't let the baseball players leave. Not when the American people need them most. I'll sign the Green Light Letter Act. General, give me Captain America, now!
Yes, sir!
Reporting for duty! Mr. President, sir! Captain, you are going to kill Gritty and save this country.
Sir, yes, sir! Victory will be achieved.
You know, if there's anything the human race taught me, it's the art of war, clearly most precedented in the 1940s. However, it is remarkable how artists like Dizzy Gillespie and Charlie Parker responded to the war. They created bebop, the evolution to jazz that took the public's mind off of the war. Moreover, humans started to paint surrealist images and less realistic art called modernist art. But that's off topic of me. Where were we in our little story?
Gritty.
3 hours later.
Captain's log. I've tracked the beast to southeast Wyoming. I currently have sights on him now. Wait a minute. Where'd he go? Whoa!
And so, our dear captain is rushed back to DC to have the first ever bone marrow transplant on him. Luckily, you guys aren't complete idiots. Your medical successes in the 1940s, such as hormonal cancer treatment and... Oh, wow. You figured out fluoride reduces cavities. Good for you. Just give Cap the transplant already. I'm bored listening to myself monologue.
This man needs some help!
Oh my goodness!
Captain!
I'm giving him a bone marrow transplant!
You're gonna be okay, Captain. You'll be okay.
Great.
Hi, I'm a pretentious literature expert. Now, literature during the 1940s took many different forms. Of course, there are works related to the Second World War, such as The Anti-Semite and the Jew, written by Jean-Paul Sartre, and The Diary of Anne Frank. Now, these books reminded us of the point of the Second World War and why we fought it. Now, after the war, there were many philosophical works, such as The Fountainhead by Ayn Rand and 1984 by George Orwell. There was also many works centered around existentialism, such as L'étranger by Albert Camus and No Exit by Jean-Paul Sartre.
Oh, oui, baguette.
I mean, fashion in the 1940s was greatly influenced by the war. First, rationing crossed over from the food realm and into the world of clothing. Here, material was conserved by an emphasis on DIY clothing and dresses that were just below the knee. Working women wore blouses and skirts, similar to the masculine image of Rosie the Riveter. Post-war clothing was similar to that of the 1950s affluent society, with casual suits for men and short dresses for women. Also, zoot suits.
What happened out there? Mr. President, I was unsuccessful in capturing the Gritty. This is a national emergency. I hereby declare war on this Gritty. Sir, yes, sir! Get to it, soldiers! For Franklin! Yo, General, no!
Mr. President, we've had an emergency, sir! What does that mean? It is Morse code, sir!
Is it the beast?
Yes! Yes, sir!
Hello, Franklin. It's over, Franklin.
You fool! I am Congress!
How can you stand up to me when you can't even stand up?
Polio was an incorrect diagnosis. So it's treason then, Dr. Orr.
No, Sherlock.
God bless America.
Say hi to Theodore for me. Read my shirt buttons.
Yeah, it's rewind time. Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
You know, sometimes I just want to throw a meteor at you guys. I really do. And just blow everything up. But you do that to yourself, so whatever. I mean, come on, guys. Everything you made in the 1940s you used to kill each other. The Thompson, the ZB machine gun, the 26 LMG, the Panzer IV, even the damn Slinky looks like a torture device. Yep, I'm calling it. This project's over. Just make sure Noah gets his points. He's the only one out of the bunch that's not a complete idiot. Plus, he shows up to church.